I want you to stop whatever you are doing right now. Stop scrolling. Stop multitasking. Stop pretending that you are being productive. I want you to look around the room you are sitting in. Look at your life. Look at your bank account. Look at the half-finished projects scattered around you. Look at the dusty equipment in the corner of your room that you swore you were going to use every day. Look at the gym membership you have not utilized in 6 months. Look at the online courses you bought during a midnight burst of frantic motivation, sitting at 0% completion on your computer. I want you to confront the reality of your current situation. Do not look away from it. Do not sugarcoat it. Now, I want you to take the most popular piece of advice of the 21st century. The one phrase you have been fed since you were old enough to understand words. The phrase that your teachers, your parents, and every self-help guru on the internet has shoved down your throat. Follow your passion, and you will never work a day in your life. I want you to take that phrase, hold it in your mind, and then throw it in the garbage. It is, without a doubt, the single most destructive, paralyzing, and financially catastrophic lie ever sold to modern society. It is a narcotic, a fairy tale masquerading as career advice. And it is the exact reason why you are stuck exactly where you are right now. Let us be brutally honest with each other today. If passion were the true currency of success, why are the most passionate people you know often the ones who are broke, exhausted, and constantly jumping from one shiny object to the next? Why do the people who talk the loudest about their big dreams so rarely have the discipline to actually build them? Why do the individuals who constantly preach about finding their true calling spend more time talking about their goals than actually working on them? The truth is, the entire self-help and motivation industry has played a massive trick on you. They have sold you the illusion that greatness is born from a fleeting feeling, that before you can build an empire, before you can master a high-income skill, before you can transform your reality and achieve absolute financial freedom, you must first wait for the clouds to part. You must wait for the angels to sing. You must wait for a magical spark of divine inspiration to strike you like lightning. They deliberately hide the unglamorous, painful, visceral reality of success. Because the truth does not sell $1,000 tickets to weekend seminars. The truth does not generate millions of likes on social media platforms. The truth does not make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. And the truth is this: passion is incredibly cheap. Passion is a volatile, unpredictable, and entirely unreliable emotion. It is incredibly easy to feel, and it is even easier to lose. When a master builder constructs a skyscraper, do you think he relies on the daily inspiration of the bricklayer? Do you think the construction stops because the workers are just not feeling it today? Absolutely not. The builder relies on the blueprints. He relies on the solid foundation. And he relies on the tedious, repetitive, agonizingly boring placement of bricks and steel. Day after day, rain or shine, your life and your ambitions are absolutely no different. Waiting for passion before you begin working is exactly like handing the keys to your entire future over to a slot machine in a cheap casino. You are gambling your potential on a chemical reaction in your brain that you cannot control. Today, we are going to perform a deep psychological surgery on your mind. We are going to permanently kill that illusion of passion. We are going to strip away the romantic nonsense you have been taught about success. And we are going to uncover the actual, undeniable weapon that has forged every great, wealthy, and powerful individual in human history. That weapon is silent, ruthless, unyielding discipline. Why are we so incredibly addicted to the idea of passion? Why do we crave it so much? Let us talk about the biology of your brain for a moment. Every single time you watch a motivational video, your brain releases a massive, overwhelming flood of dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical of desire and anticipation. As you watch that video, you begin to imagine yourself speaking perfectly on a stage. You imagine yourself achieving greatness. You imagine yourself driving the car of your dreams, living in the house you always wanted, reaching ultimate financial freedom. It feels absolutely incredible. The rush of emotion is identical to the high of winning a small lottery. You feel powerful. You feel unstoppable. But here is the massive, devastating tragedy of your human biology. Your brain, in all of its complexity, is actually quite easily fooled. It cannot tell the difference between imagining a successful outcome and actually achieving that successful outcome. The moment you feel that burning inspiration from a video, your brain rewards itself immediately. It gives you the chemical payoff before you have done a single second of real work. Your brain genuinely thinks the work is already done. So, what happens next? The video ends. You close the tab. You turn away from the glowing screen and you stare at the dry, complicated textbook. You stare at the massive, overwhelming spreadsheet. You stare at the empty, intimidating canvas. And suddenly, reality hits you. The dopamine crashes violently. The artificial passion evaporates into thin air. The mountain of work in front of you looks terrifying and boring. And then, you whisper the most dangerous, self-sabotaging words in the human language. I am just not feeling it today. I will do it tomorrow, when I have the motivation. I will wait until I'm in the right headspace. Congratulations. In that exact moment, you have just become a willing slave to your own fleeting emotions. You are waiting for the weather in your mind to be perfectly sunny, perfectly calm, perfectly aligned, before you decide to walk out the front door and start walking toward your goals. If you only work when you feel like it, you will absolutely never achieve anything of significant value. You will remain exactly where you are, forever dreaming, forever planning, and never executing. The second brutal reality we must face is that what you proudly call passion is usually just the excitement of the beginner. It is the honeymoon phase of a new endeavor. When you start something brand new, everything is novel, everything is fresh, everything is a fun little puzzle. The learning curve is steep, and every small victory feels massive. But the honeymoon phase always ends. The moment you hit the wall of complexity, everything changes. The moment you have to memorize boring, rigid rules. The moment you have to debug a broken line of code for 10 agonizing hours. The moment you have to do the mundane, repetitive, mind-numbing tasks required for actual mastery. When that moment arrives, your precious passion packs its bags and leaves you completely abandoned in the dark. Amateurs believe that emotion creates action. They believe that they must feel good in order to do good work. Therefore, they spend their entire lives waiting. They wait for the right time, the right mood, the right alignment of the stars. Professionals, however, the ones who actually move the world forward, the ones who build fortunes and create legacies, they know that the exact inverse is true. Action creates emotion. You do not need to love waking up at 5 in the morning. You do not need to have a burning, fiery passion to tackle a mountain of tedious, difficult work. You just need to sit down, shut your mouth, and do it. When you force yourself to begin, when you push through the initial resistance, and when you finally finish the task, the feeling of profound pride, deep satisfaction, and unstoppable momentum will naturally follow. That is a sustainable emotion. That is an emotion earned through blood and sweat, not given for free by a motivational video. If passion is a cheap matchstick that flares up brightly for a second and leaves nothing but fragile ashes, then discipline is a heavy, industrial engine. A cold, calculating, relentless machine that never tires, never complains, and never asks for a day off. Do you know what elite Olympic athletes, top-tier software developers, and highly successful billionaire entrepreneurs all have in common? Their daily lives are incredibly, agonizingly, painfully boring. Do not look at the single moment they stand on the podium with a gold medal around their neck. Do not look at the moment they sign the $100 million acquisition deal. Do not look at the highlight reels. Look at the thousands upon thousands of unrecorded, silent hours. Look at the absolute isolation in the workspace, while everyone else is out relaxing, partying, and wasting their time. Look at the sheer, suffocating monotony of repeating the exact same physical movement, solving the exact same type of complex problem, reading the exact same type of dry data, day after day, month after month, year after relentless year. Do you honestly believe they are fueled by a burning passion during those dark, grueling, lonely hours? Do you think a swimmer loves staring at the black line at the bottom of a cold pool at 4 in the morning? No. Nobody is passionate about suffering. Nobody is passionate about severe boredom. Nobody is passionate about sacrificing their comfort. But they have something infinitely more powerful than passion. They have discipline. Discipline is the rare ability to keep a promise you made to yourself, long after the mood you made that promise in has completely faded away. Discipline is treating yourself like an employee who must clock in for a shift, regardless of whether they feel happy, sad, depressed, anxious, or indifferent. It means separating your identity from your current emotional state. It sounds dry, does it not? It sounds robotic. It sounds completely devoid of magic. It is dry, but that exact dryness is the solid bedrock of skyscrapers. The less you romanticize the process of work, the more unbreakable you become. When work becomes just a series of mechanical steps that must be executed, you strip away the anxiety. You strip away the fear of failure. You just execute the plan. You want to master a new, highly complex skill. Stop looking for the most fun, gamified method. Stop looking for shortcuts. Find the most brutally effective method. Embrace the intense boredom of it and repeat it relentlessly until it becomes a part of your muscle memory. You want to build a highly profitable business. Stop waiting for a brilliant, exciting, world-changing idea to magically appear in your head. Execute the small, tedious, unsexy tasks right in front of you with absolute, surgical precision. Answer the boring emails. Do the tedious accounting. Make the uncomfortable cold calls. Build the boring, reliable systems. You might be thinking right now, listening to my voice, if I live my entire life without passion, will I not just become a miserable, soulless robot? Will I not hate my existence? No. This is the greatest, most beautiful secret of all. We are not abandoning joy. We are not abandoning fulfillment. We are simply changing the sequence of how we obtain it. We are rejecting the lie of unearned passion and replacing it with the reality of earned mastery. When you stop desperately chasing an innate, magical passion, you start focusing all of your energy on skill acquisition. You put your head down. You grind through the immense boredom. You sweat. You struggle. You fail repeatedly in the dark where no one can see you. You analyze your failures. You iterate. You try again. And then, slowly, over a long period of time, one day, you look up and you realize something profound. You realize that you are actually getting incredibly good at what you do. You start operating flawlessly. You manage complex systems perfectly. You solve massive problems that make other weak, unmotivated people quit in tears. What happens when you reach that level of extreme competence? You get recognized by the world. You create immense, undeniable value. You become irreplaceable. You get paid exceptionally well for your rare competence. Your internal confidence skyrockets because it is based on undeniable proof of your abilities, not on empty affirmations. You gain control over your time. You gain autonomy. You gain the respect of your peers. And suddenly, quietly, you realize that you deeply love what you are doing. You love the craft. You love the mastery. You love the freedom that your skills have brought you. That is true, unbreakable passion. Passion is not something you magically find while walking in the woods. It is not a mystical entity hiding under a rock waiting to be discovered by a dreamer. Passion is the ultimate reward. It is the ripe fruit that eventually blossoms from the sturdy, deeply rooted tree of extreme discipline and rare competence. Competence always breeds passion. Unearned passion almost never breeds competence. I want you to really think about the danger of the passion mindset. When you believe that you must be passionate about your work, you are setting yourself up for chronic dissatisfaction. You will bounce from job to job, from business model to business model, from relationship to relationship, always searching for that elusive high. You will start a dropshipping store, get bored when the ads do not work immediately, and convince yourself that e-commerce is just not your true passion. Then you will start a YouTube channel, get tired of editing videos after 3 weeks, and decide that being a creator is not your calling. Then you will try day trading, lose money, and claim that the market does not align with your spirit. You will spend a decade running in circles, abandoning every path the moment it gets difficult. all because you are chasing a ghost. The people who win in life are the ones who pick a path that has a high probability of success, and they brutally force themselves to walk down that path until they reach the end. They do not ask themselves if the path is fun. They ask themselves if the path is necessary. They treat their goals with the utmost seriousness, like a matter of life and death, rather than a fun little hobby to entertain them on a Sunday afternoon. If you are broke right now, if you are stuck in a life you hate, if you know deep down that you are lazy and operating at 10% of your true potential, I am begging you, please, stop trying to find your passion. You do not deserve to find your passion yet. You have not earned the right to follow your passion. First, you must learn how to work. First, you must learn how to suffer through boredom. First, you must build a foundation of absolute discipline. Find a realistic, profitable goal. Find a high-income skill that the market actually values. Learn how to code. Learn how to write persuasive copy. Learn how to edit high-retention videos. Learn how to close high-ticket sales. Learn a skill that solves a painful problem for other people. And then, attack that skill with ruthless, terrifying discipline. Do it when you are tired. Do it when you are sad. Do it when you are angry. Do it when every fiber of your being is screaming at you to stop and watch television. The modern world has more than enough sensitive, fragile dreamers who are waiting for the universe to send them a magical sign. The world is overflowing with people who talk about their potential, but have absolutely zero evidence of hard work to back it up. The world does not pay you for your grand dreams. The world does not pay you for your good intentions. The world does not pay you because you feel strongly about something. The world pays you, strictly and coldly, for the complex problems that you can efficiently solve. The world pays you for your competence. The world pays you for your reliability. You need to escape the comfortable trap you have built for yourself. You need to escape the endless, mind-numbing scroll of cheap, dopamine-fueled motivation on your phone. You have consumed enough advice to last a lifetime. You do not need another book. You do not need another podcast. You do not need another hack or trick or secret formula. You know exactly what you need to do. You have known it for years. The only thing missing is the brutal execution. Tomorrow morning, when your alarm goes off, I do not want you to hit the snooze button. I do not want you to lie in bed and negotiate with your own weakness. I do not want you to ask yourself if you feel like working today. Feelings are irrelevant. Feelings are the enemy of progress. When you wake up, I want you to ask yourself one incredibly simple question. What is the necessary work that must be completed today to move my life forward? And then, regardless of the weather, regardless of your mood, regardless of the difficulty, you get up and you do the work. Kill that weak, impulsive, fragile passion. Let it die. Bury it in the ground and walk away from it without looking back. Cultivate deep, unbreakable endurance in its place. Learn to genuinely embrace the severe boredom of the grind. Rewire your brain to find satisfaction in the completion of hard tasks rather than the anticipation of easy rewards. Work silently. Do not tell anyone what you are doing. Do not post about your grind on social media. Work coldly. Remove the emotion from the equation entirely. Work consistently. Do not break the chain. Show up every single day like a machine programmed for one specific purpose. Because in the very end, when you look back at your life, the only guaranteed way to completely escape the suffocating grip of mediocrity is not by following your fleeting feelings. It is by rising completely, ruthlessly, and permanently above them. Now, stop listening to me. Shut off this audio. Put away your distractions. Look at the hard work waiting for you, and begin.